You think you have the right to talk about dreams, Ethan? You can't even handle basic market analysis. Sophia stood in the center of the living room, holding a thick report, her expression dripping with disdain. Sunlight filtered through the blinds, cutting across the piles of books and circuit boards scattered on the floor. I sat at the round kitchen table, my laptop open, displaying the prototype of a wearable device I had just finished. The table was littered with batteries, screws, and soldering tools, chaos to her, but possibility to me. Sophia stepped closer, dropped the report on the table, and said coldly, "You keep wasting your time on these useless experiments. Look at me, scholarships, internships, achievements. And you? You can't even read a market properly." I closed the laptop, my fingers tapping lightly on the table, my voice calm. "Experience can be built. Failure is still more valuable than empty talk." She scoffed. "Failure? You've been a failure since you were born. Our parents never once felt proud of you." Mother stood at the kitchen doorway, holding a plate of breakfast, her face conflicted. Father sat in his old rocking chair, silent, watching. Since childhood, Sophia had humiliated me with her achievements. At family gatherings, she would hold up her perfect report card and sneer. "You can't even solve 10 math problems. How could you ever compare to me?" I'd bow my head, swallow the shame, and stay quiet. That humiliation stayed with me. It became the shadow that pushed me to work harder in silence. In high school, it only got worse. Sophia would mock me in front of classmates. "Look at him, didn't even finish his homework. What a waste." My face would burn with embarrassment, my throat tight, but I'd stay silent. My parents would sigh. "Listen to your sister, she's right." I learned to hide the anger, to turn it into focus. In the garage, while everyone slept, I'd take apart old computers, broken batteries, discarded gadgets. What others saw as junk, I saw as the building blocks of my future. When I got into college, I wanted to major in programming and electronics. But my family insisted on business. "Ethan, be practical," they said. Sophia laughed. "You really think you'll make money with your little gadgets? Wake up." Every insult became fuel. Every humiliation became a reason to keep going. After graduation, instead of following their plan, I rented a small warehouse and turned it into a workshop. The air smelled of burnt solder and plastic. I worked until 3 a.m. most nights, surviving on instant noodles and cold pizza. No mentors. No funding. Just one clear goal: to make health tech affordable for everyone, not just the rich. The beginning was brutal: funding shortages, broken prototypes, delayed shipments. Each time, I'd hear Sophia's voice on the phone, smug and sharp. "See? Another failure. You should have listened to me." When my supplier cut off parts, I scoured every electronics market in the city myself. I rebuilt the prototype, worked through the night, and made the delivery on time. My hands were blistered, my clothes smelled like metal and solder, but for the first time, I felt real victory. 3 months later, I completed my first product, Pulse Track. An affordable health tracking wristband that could monitor heart rate, blood pressure, and sleep quality in real time. Our first client was a small gym. Within months, word spread. For the next 5 years, I worked without rest. Funding crises, staff turnover, endless nights of debugging, I survived them all. At every family dinner, Sophia would still sneer. "Nice progress, but without formal training, you'll never make it in the real market." I'd smile faintly, gripping my tools tighter. Pulse Track expanded to 10 cities, partnering with gyms, clinics, and startups. We grew from 3 employees to over 20. And every success was one more crack in her arrogance. Meanwhile, Sophia became the North American strategy director of a global consulting firm. A shiny title built on prestige, not creation. Every time she tried to belittle me, I simply said, "Real skill doesn't need validation, it proves itself." 5 years later, Pulse Track had become an industry leader. That's when I started preparing my revenge. Quietly. Precisely. I consolidated every patent, every client contract, every line of source code. Then, through a new subsidiary, I began acquiring technology assets her firm relied on. Without her realizing it, the night of her promotion gala arrived. The ballroom shimmered with crystal lights and applause. Everyone believed it was Sophia's grand moment. I walked in silently, dark shirt, steady steps, a prototype in hand. I could feel the whispers. "Ethan? What's he doing here?" Sophia stood on stage, radiant, smiling. "Thank you all," she said. "As the new North American director, I'll continue to lead our innovation strategy." Her gaze found me in the crowd, condescending, confident. I walked to the stage. Each step echoed through the hall. "Sophia," I said evenly, "do you know how much of your company's North American project runs on the technology one developed?" Her smile faltered. What are you talking about?" I connected my laptop to the projector. The screen lit up, pulse-track patents, contracts, and the algorithms used by her department. Every file bore my name. Gasps filled the room. Her face strained of color. This can't be." "For 15 years," I said, my voice calm but sharp. "You mocked me, our parents doubted me. But the truth is, your company's success depended on my work." I clicked to the next slide, official documents confirming I had acquired her division's intellectual property. "You once told me I'd never succeed without credentials. Now you'll have to face what real capability looks like." The lawyers in the audience began checking documents. Guests whispered, filming the scene. Sophia collapsed to her knees, trembling. "Please don't make this public. I'll resign." I stared down at her. "Resign with dignity, Sophia. That's the only grace I'll give you." Hands shaking, she signed the resignation letter. Silence filled the hall. All I could hear was my own heartbeat, and the soft clicks of cameras capturing her fall. A few days later, Pulstrack's market value tripled. Sophia left the tech industry entirely. My parents finally understood that degrees and status could never replace vision and persistence. Sometimes, revenge doesn't need rage. Cold, quiet truth is far more powerful. That night, standing by my office window as dawn broke, I whispered to myself, "Success isn't about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right." And for the first time in my life, I knew I had already won.